Relationships begin to fail the moment you stop feeling the need to impress your partner. I feel like that's something that we don't talk enough about. The moment you are entitled to their admiration, the moment that you're entitled to their attention, the moment that you're entitled to their affection, you then see your relationship start to deteriorate. This goes on. What's going on is the Wolf, and we are back with another episode of the Wolf Has Spoken podcast, America's fastest growing podcast.
Universe.
The universe's fastest growing podcast. We encourage y'all to get 1% better every single day and every single way. And I'm extremely excited to be home. I'm excited to be joined by my guy, Mr. Right on Q Live.
Glad to be here.
I'm excited to be able to announce our sponsors, our fantasy box, make sure I go shop with them. And I'm excited to be able to talk to y'all today. Excited. You know what I'm saying? So big up, shout outs to our sponsor, our fantasy box. Go shop with them. Ladies, go get that Renew Her, go get that slippery box, go get that Yummy, go get that magic, that body magic. What you waiting for?
Actually, that might have been the one we forgot at one of our last episodes.
Which one?
Did we say slippery box this whole time?
Which one? Which would it be replaced with? Slippery box, Renew Her, body magic, Yummy.
All right, still 4.
That's the 4.
So we still got to say the
fifth one. I know it too. It'll come to us.
Shout out to the Yummy at all times.
Yeah, shout out to the slippery box at all times.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, man, you already know the ultimate care package to buy your girl. Go get her a copy of Art of Accountability, get her a copy of Cheaters Not Cheating, buy her her fantasy box, and get her some flowers. Because if she can't take care of flowers, she can't do what?
Take care of you.
She can't take care of you. And let's get into it, bro. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. Before I say why, how are you feeling?
I feel good. Yeah, that's the best way I can frame it. I feel good. Looking forward to I got an event to attend. Looking forward to that as well.
Cool. Shout out to them.
Yeah.
So recently it hit me. So I saw my calendar and my reminders, as I told you about another situation, I do a lot of stuff ahead and be like, no,
6 years ahead. Because the reminder was set in 2019.
Yeah, months and years in advance type shit, whatever.
The fucking worst thing they could have gave this nigga was send later text. That shit is not organic at all. Like,
absolutely.
Nigga texted me at 7 p.m. on the dot. He scheduled this. He scheduled this. He's having deep conversations on schedule mode.
He knows my bag.
I'm like, this nigga, his responses pre-planned. Like, you know what I'm about to say. On the minute, 6:45, 6:55, 7:05.
Now, again, he got me. He's fair. So I suggest everybody gets into the send later,
I'm just getting there.
Send later functions. Because sometimes you don't feel like having a conversation, or sometimes you don't feel like, you might be in the middle of something, but I want to get this thought off so I don't forget whatever.
Schedule your crash outs.
That's fair.
You can go back and read it before you send it.
Sometimes I forget when people got it. I get a text, what they respond to? Oh, shit, I forgot I said this 2 days ago.
No, first time that happened to me, I'm like, what? I'm like, they texted me like, oh shit, I forgot I did text. I schedule now. I use it as myself. I'm my own assistant, so I just schedule my own text.
Get it off. But so I realized I had something on my calendar, on my reminders, where I was like, this is supposed to be the time supposed to make my wife PRN or part time, one of the bases of that.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it was around that time, and I was looking at it. And it's funny because even leading up to this moment, I'm like, I'm kind of tired of this woman working. I ain't gonna lie. And
schedule conflicting.
Yeah, like
too much adjustment.
Like literally, we talking about before we start recording. This is the whole weekend shit like that. It's like, why the fuck is this even a thing?
Like, she was at work. Yeah, I had my Sunday to myself.
Yes, like it's like
at work.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, it needs to be a more, and the fact that her, again, this is how her job unfolded. Her schedule, literally, I don't say literally, for the most part, only benefits her. Yeah. Like, she has them random, all sporadic off days. She can be to the house to herself. I'm at work, Queen at school. She's home chilling, nothing to do with whatever. Meanwhile, weekends, when it's me and Queen just looking at each other in the fucking house all fucking day. It's like, damn.
Yeah, I'll see how you do it, brother. You strong.
Now I gotta figure some shit out. Or I gotta plan my off time around Queen and shit like that. Whatever.
Yeah.
The time we home together is cool because more people, the more chance to shit like that. Whatever. So I'm like, yeah. It's time I need if something falls into place, I told you about that, we wait and see what happens, whatever. Then a little more to work with, a little more to play with. Yeah, nigga, it's time for you to be PRN, and now I can give you a schedule. These are the days that you're allowed to work at this month, whatever. And
so now you see my logic.
No, your logic was, yo, you don't have gum money.
I didn't say that.
If you don't have money for a bag, it's like I'm playing.
No, I'm vicious. Like, how much of an allowance can I stand to give you? What salary can I'll pay you? How much they give you? I'll pay you $60K to do nothing. Just do what I need you to do when I need you to do it.
That's different.
You get $5K a month. Do what you do with it.
That's different. See, I'd rather you at least just have your $5K a month, whatever, but your $5K can go only to you because it's nothing to worry about, whatever. So that's kind of like my method of math. Part-time at PRN, you got something.
I get you, but I'm cool with that too, though. I'm not
I was giving you credit.
Like my ultimate goal,
right? I give you credit. There's a distinguishment in there. I ain't paying salaries. I ain't paying a part-time salary.
But I say because I feel like you went from nigga, you was 70-30, quote unquote 50-50, but 70-30.
Right.
To being like, no, you know what? I think you do need to come home more.
Yeah.
So do you not see the trajectory of where it's going on? Because I feel like the more you make, like, is there a number? Like, I believe in creating assets to cover liabilities.
Right.
So if I get a fucking contract or a fucking something that's 60,
right,
I'm just getting, look, you go ahead and take that.
Right.
And just get out my way.
Yeah.
But I need 3 meals a day.
Mm-hmm.
I need sex on demand.
Mm-hmm.
I need you to take these kids to school and pick them up. That's your job. Like, everything after that, we can do what the fuck you want.
No, I absolutely understand your standpoint.
No, I'm just saying, could you see yourself getting to that?
Exactly. So I understand that how that could be good or, whatever. But I also feel like there's a reason to set the precedent where, like, no, I need you to work in some capacity so I can also hold you to that, though, as well. Mm-hmm. I feel like, because we already know women are children. Exactly. So we already know women are children. So then if you truly are a child in a household, like, where it's like you ain't responsible for the overhead at all, then I'll see you, because they're already going to abuse the overhead. I see you abusing overhead even more at that point.
Yeah.
So, like, again, I'm not saying that's an absolute, but I can just see that happening. Yeah. So I'm like, I would have to sit on that possibility, probably be in it more, then be like, oh, I think maybe we ready for that. That's dabble.
But I think that
how about this PRN? How about this month? No shifts.
Yeah.
No shifts. So let's see how this goes for this month, whatever. Double down the second month. You know what? This is a good trial run. Let's extend that subscription. I think I might do it that way.
I think to your point, though, I think that it comes down to taking that responsibility off their plate. Don't mean take all responsibility off their plate. Mm-hmm. So I think them being children, I'm not about to sit here and just let you just do nothing.
Right.
But that's why I was like, okay, this is your position.
Right.
You're going to pick the kids up from school, take them 3 meals a day, sex on demand.
Mm-hmm.
That's your role.
Sure.
Anything you do with your free time, as long as we got these things in alignment, maybe I need you to, at the time my situation, I was still selling books and stuff. Mm-hmm. I need you to run drop these books to the post office. I need you to run the Office Max or Staples and go do that. So it was like you kind of like my assistant on PRN shit, but you kind of maneuvering for me versus you clocking in your 8 at the job type shit. That's kind of like my vision. So. You know what I mean? It's like you ain't about to not do nothing. I don't want you to think that she just in there with her shoes off, kicked up, watching fucking girls in the Sex in the City or whatever the fuck that shit called.
And then be like, I'm bored. I
got nothing to do. You never take me out. I took you out of work. What are you talking about? I never think.
I'm gonna take you out nowhere.
I took you off the class. I took you away from that fucking plantation. Fuck you, me. I don't take you nowhere. Take that.
Buffy, I see what you're trying to do there.
Yeah, that was crazy.
But in another pivot about kids, right? So I was observing Queen the other day, whatever, and I realized Queen is very mixy. For better and worse.
At 4.
Yeah, at 4 already. She's very mixy. And again, outside of her just being,
so it's not so she was straight mixy.
Yeah, she's crossed the line. She's mixy for sure. Yeah, she's.
Oh, that's mixy.
Yeah, she's mixy. Yeah, like for no reason. Like,
you know this man.
Like,
you just met him. Trying to get us both. You seen the hand? That was the forbid. I forbid.
So she's mixy, but for the pro side of it, I actually truly admire it because I'm not mixy at all, really. Like I'm a people who know me say I'm extrovert, but I'm definitely an introvert, whatever. I have extrovert.
Yeah, no, I've seen you in areas where you don't really know people, and I've seen you not.
Yeah, but the difference between me and other people that may be like bad or if they're introvertness, whatever, is I'm totally fine in that though. Like I get this from my only childness where like I can totally occupy space and be fine with that and not be bored or feel I need to damper your time and your mood if you're maybe more outgoing than me, whatever.
Damper is crazy.
Some people be like, yo, I'm ready to go. What's going on?
Ain't nobody, you extra antisocial.
No, I'm totally fine. I'm chilling. Whenever y'all ready to go, we can go. So, but if I know people, it's different, whatever. So But I also understand, especially in hindsight, certain situations I've been in, spaces and times, I understand that if I was more outgoing, who knows what could have happened though? Who knows how that maybe that experience could have been even better.
Yeah.
And I see, but Ken also how is also more possibly shit to go left though as well, because the more outgoing you are, the more curious you are about people and situations, interactions, the more people can be, you know, negative in that capacity in return. So that's fine. That's for your path, whatever. So I see Queens be like, damn, you gonna have some interesting experiences that I've never really related to in that way, because you're gonna be way more outgoing and therefore experience a lot more things that are just variables in knowing people, whatever. Me, my introvert is also protecting from a lot of shit, because nigga, I ain't gonna really give you that much in the first place for you to get off or get over me. So it's like, we're Queen, no, hey, let's be friends. I just met you. I don't know. I don't know anything. Yeah, so
Nevaeh, you got y'all.
So I was gonna ask you, so I feel like a lot of times parents, they oftentimes only talk about the traits that their child shares with them. Oh, my kid just like me. They do this and that, whatever. But I actually like seeing Queen do shit that's not like me. And just seeing, where is that going to go? So there's certain things you observed in your kids where it's like, yo, they ain't like me at all, but that's interesting, or I like it.
Yeah, but it's not something I can identify. But I can identify. I don't think I have actually assessed my youngest daughter to be able to see, because we have similarities and the differences. I feel like just will come with her over character development. I feel like she's just 9, so there's a lot of refinement that needs to take place with the things that she do that's like me. But I had to also remember how I was at 9. But as far as it was different, I mean, like my oldest daughter is like not like me as far as outgoing, as far as in like ambitious entrepreneur. She more like a systematic person. Like, you know what I mean? She's like analytical and observative like me. She's gonna speak her mind, but she's more introverted. So I never, and what I say is interesting. I think that for me, I used to want her to be outgoing. Like I used to take her to fucking, it's to be crazy. I just have to set the precedent before we walk in. She might not speak to you. Like there's a chance she might not. It had nothing to do with you. It don't mean she don't fuck with you. Cause I'm taking her in places like, say hi. She like, damn, like I don't got control of my kids. Like, I'm questioning myself. I can't even get her to say hi. Like, damn, how these seeds of separation? How deep is they? Like, but all in all, on a nutshell, though, yeah. So now, as I learned extrovert, introvert type of vibe, I realized that she's selectively social. So she's very outgoing. Like people that run into her now, like, yo, she talking like all that. Like they can't fathom it because she was literally mute. And I'm talking about, and then it wasn't until she was 8 years old, 2018. No, she might have been 9 because it was 2018. We sitting outside my office in the car talking, and we having a real good conversation. I'm just like, this when I really start breaking certain things down to her. This when I was intentional about like starting to dig out the weeds of bullshit, right? And I'm just like, yo, like even when I take you places, you don't never talk. She said, well, I'm a kid. What I'm supposed to say in a room full of adults? I never questioned her again. Like, you know what? It makes sense. She like, what I'm supposed to say? Like, it's all adults. Like, you know, and by this time she's saying hi and stuff, but it's just like, she'll say hi, but that's it. She's like, hi, and nothing else for the entire time. Nothing. And I'm like, but when I see her with her friends, the little 8-year-olds, 9-year-olds, that's what made me sad. I'm like, yo, I started to see you amongst your kind, and it's like, you outgoing. And she's like, wow, like, I'm a kid around all adults. Like, it's all men. What I'm supposed to say? Like, you and all your friends. And I'm just like, you know what? I won't never bring this up again.
Yeah. And that's what's interesting about personalities. So, can I imagine you weren't like that, though, where...
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Dixie.
It's like,
so, Queen, my mom said I used to charge them 2 food stamps to perform. At like 2. Bro, I was so creative, crafty, for real, as a kid, that I had an imaginary girlfriend. And I used to tell my mom used to give me and my brother $5 for food stamps. This was using the brown stamps. It was actual physical food stamps. And I would get 10 because I would say, I got to get her hair done. So I need food stamps more. And
your mom would give it to you?
Absolutely, every time. She respected the business. Like, absolutely. My brother used to make fun of me. Yo, he got an imaginary girlfriend. But in my head, I'm like, but I'm getting double the money. So it's like, call it what you want. It's like, she exhausted me. Like, who's the dumb one?
Yeah, I get bitches. Like,
you know, like, and I manifested it. But it's funny because, like, it's funny because I know her name. I knew the imaginary girlfriend name. But the thing was, it stemmed from Don't Be a Menace. So in Don't Be a Menace, the girl name was Dashiki. Right. I used to say Freaky. So I was like, Freaky gotta get her hair done. And my mom would give me the money. So she to this day, she said yesterday, I had to give you 2 days ago, I had to give you double the food stamps because Freaky had to get her hair done. So yeah, from that point, my imaginary girlfriend name was Freaky. I got double the food stamps because I was smart enough to ask for money for Freaky.
Still a businessman.
Yeah.
Like, but Queen, she the same way where it don't matter what she gonna talk too much. So that's how she is. It don't matter what.
This cute half the time with the phone. Queen. Okay, Queen, pad. Got the pad, Queen. Okay. Because it'll go from hi, Mr. Wolf, to everything but that. She like, queen. Okay. Now she's talking to him about something. Queen.
Don't stop. Now with me, again, whenever I feel comfortable or care enough, I will talk in any space. So I was the person that was younger. I was always comfortable to talk to anybody or
you selectively, so you know.
Yeah, so it's like, but to me, I think that's interesting what she said. Like, it didn't matter the room. If I felt comfortable enough, I talk to anybody in the room, older enough, women or men. I remember when this is a story my uncle always told. I had this religious debate when I was like 7 or something with a girl was wearing a cross. I was like, why are you wearing a cross? He died on a cross. That would make sense to me. It was this whole debate. They like, why is he debating me about the cross? Like, so it's like, I just was like this. So, but I think that's a valid perspective, like you said. That's why you never questioned her.
I never questioned her again. 8, 9 years old. I'm like, you know what? There's nothing else to talk about. So, because she made it make sense in a second, in a sentence. Dad, I'm around all adults and they men. What I'm supposed to say.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? Okay.
You got it.
Next subject. Now let's talk about this now. But yeah, go ahead, let's get into it.
That's cool. I know, we always talk about refinement and working ourselves through seeds and shit like that, whatever. So recently, recently, one of my friends, he went on a silence hiatus, essentially, where he was like, he kept telling me, I'm calling you this week, whatever. I'm about to, like, this Sunday, I ain't gonna be able to talk to you for a few weeks, whatever. Yeah. And so the day before, he called me, I messaged call maybe once or twice, whatever, and I called him back, I was trying to let you know, because tomorrow, you will not be able to get in contact with me. I'm going to be, because he's a writer, director, whatever, so he's working on scripts, whatever, this and that. So I thought he was, because he's in before.
He sound like Kyrie.
He's done like writing retreats before. Well, now I'm about to go here, work on shit, whatever. But when I talked to him after the fact, it was like 3 weeks, whatever, he's like, no, I worked on shit, whatever. But it was really just to silence my environment. I feel like a lot of times, all of us, be talking about myself, whatever, like, it's always just noise around us. Like, whether you listen to music, audiobook, podcast, you're on the phone, you even at the gym or at the market, you always doing something, whatever, at home, maybe watch TV while I watch your phone, or, this nigga 7 shit at once on the screen, whatever. So,
it don't bother me. Multifaceted, multifunctioning.
Right. So he was like, I just feel like I wanted that time to just calm my environment, whatever. I was like, you know what? That's extreme, but I ain't mad at that. And I know when I thought about myself, I definitely feel like I probably even said to you before, where I felt like I'm always running into these pockets of like, damn, I'm always got to be doing something, whatever. Now, how I've made, I don't want to say peace, that seems you're mad, but how I kind of made sense of it is like, I feel these are the steps or measurements to elevate to things I would like to be at, whatever. So like, no, like, we got to get on certain calls, the conference calls and meetings to unpack, course correct, whatever. That's what the calls were versus like just working a job and just going home and I got all the free time. That free time has to be divvied up in certain ways, whatever.
Allocated.
It's allocated, exactly, or ain't gonna be used. So I was going to see what your thoughts are, because you always multifunction, multifaceted, or whatever. How do you balance it? Have you had issue with balancing your time and your mental capacity?
I decompress a lot. Like I got different methods of decompressing. Sometimes I need to decompress by talking, and sometimes I need to decompress in silence. And the beauty in it is, one of the things that I will say that I didn't realize how much I valued that space and capacity to be at, like, just in solitude, until I moved a lot from my last relationship and moved it by myself again. And I get a lot of that. So for me, I feel like I'm in a lot of controlled chaos, essentially. Like, I be knowing I'm walking into a meeting, that we scheduled, or I'm just kind of reaching out to clients, or I'm kind of going in certain environments. But for the most part, bro, I'm able to kind of like sit still. I feel like a lot of people's schedule either don't let them sit still, or their personality don't let them sit still. And for me, although I am outgoing, I am now operating off of a functioning social battery that has to be recharged in solitude. And because when I sit still is when I think. When I think is when I create. When I create is when we succeed. So for me, silence is work. I know it sound like, but like, it's times where, like, every girl I've ever talked to ever, I say, if you see me in a daze, like I'm like, that's a raven, don't ask me what I'm thinking about. Because they got a need to know. It's inevitable. What you thinking about? Yo, you just snapped my whole creative train because you allowed yourself the thought trip into a rabbit hole of maybe I'm thinking or overthinking, because that might be what you do. But for me as a creator, that's how I process, and that's how I come up with my best ideas. So if I am sitting in solitude, and I say this so that in the beginning, because the first time I don't say nothing about it, I say, look, you know, no, I'm not saying that it has nothing to do with you. And I say, if you ever see me doing this, just remember, it has nothing to do with you. So anytime after that, it's like you're literally affecting my creative process because you don't know how I process, and you taking it to how you process, which might mean that if you quiet or silent, that it might mean that you got something on your mind that you're not talking about. Where though for me, solitude and silence is work. Because that's when I'm able to create. When I'm sitting still, that's when I'm able to think about, okay, I need to do this. Okay, I need to do that. And then I prepare myself. Then I go back into that environment. So that's how I've always done it. I haven't vacationed ever. Like, I've never actually took time away where I've done nothing. I don't know if I want to. I can't say that I have a life that I want to escape from, like, a work standpoint. Like, I think that's like a job thing. Like, I'm a businessman, so I kind of look forward to the adrenaline I get from getting a client as much as I do the feeling of, then they say no, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna go again. And for me, I could do that anywhere in the world, so I never feel a need to go on vacation. But unplugging, you know, after I go on live or after I do any type of, when I was doing relationship coaching, I would have to decompress after that because people are dropping heavy feelings on me. And I'm dealing with it and processing and, you know, now helping them navigate their space. And then sometimes you can unintentionally carry that with you. So I felt myself feeling more drained in those moments and seasons where I needed to really, really decompress and like unpack. And like, I don't want to do nothing. But, you know, for me, now silence and solitude is like the formula for working. And one thing I will do to alter my thoughts, I'll just play the game for a couple hours, 2 hours. I try not to, because I could overindulge. So I don't want to overindulge. So I'll just play like 2-3 games and then I'm done with it. It just takes me to another mental process. I'm able to be like, all right, I'm an NFL coach for the next 2 hours. Yeah, then I'm back to reality.
Also, I would say probably when you're doing the coaching, like we spoke with the lives, because you also just talking.
Yeah.
Now again, you were talking as nigga, like you don't mind talking. Again, I didn't even realize it was like with my barber. Like I've been with my barber my whole life, basically. 95% of the time I go there, this nigga's on the phone, like the entire time. The entire day he's on the phone.
Y'all don't even talk.
We talk, but I'll say that, so I'll bring it down.
90 is crazy.
Yeah, 60%, whatever. Other time he's able to talk, or we talk half the time he get on the phone call. Yeah. So he's always
talking.
Yeah, talking.
I used to be like that.
Yeah.
I used to have to fill the space with noise.
That's my uncle. My uncle was on the phone as well.
Yeah, because it was, I'm gonna pass it back to you, but to that point, when we fill in the space with noise, is because we don't want to sit with our own thoughts. I can't say this for everybody, but in most cases, like it's just like we feel productive and active. We feel productive when we're being active. So sometimes sitting still can feel like you're not being productive. But I had to learn and accept the fact that rest is a part of productivity. And when rest being a part of productivity, those moments of silence are me resting my brain, decompressing, and preparing myself to, you know, be refreshed, to be able to come up with new thoughts, new concepts, new ideas, and better conversation. But I remember I used to be in a car all day. I'd be on the phone. I remember I was driving box trucks I did it for like a week. But I had like 12-hour drive, 16-hour drive, and I tell I was on the phone the entire time. Never listened to a song the entire week. Literally just calling different people. 5, 6, 7-hour conversation. I'm unpacking everything. Everything I can get done. I'm handling client business. I've never hung that phone up the entire week. Literally 7 days straight on the phone. Never listened to not one song, audiobook, fucking no scripture, no sermons, no nothing. Literally on the phone with Q for 3 hours, hang up with Q, call this person, hang up with this person, call that person, call this girl, call that person. Cycling. Well, I was in a relationship at the time, so calling my girl, we on the phone 7 hours. It's like, whew, bro, mind you, like, yeah, but after that was 2022. So after that, it was like, yeah, I need to get
so even though you need your decompression times, I think some people also have a higher capacity of talking and shit like that as well. Where I know me, I don't really, cause I probably have a higher than average person or whatever, but I know that's what drains my battery or whatever. Cause
talking or listening?
Talking.
I was like a nigga, we average like 2.5.
I know. I be trying.
Conversation.
Because that's the thing. Of course, it's not, because again, that's what's necessary for us to, you know, work together, build, and continue to tweak and shit like that. So it's what's called for whatever. But I know that, you know, me having to do my job all day, whatever.
Yeah, I could
talk to dozens of people all day, different capacities for different reasons, feeling shot that, whatever. And then, all right, cool. Get out of there, go do some shit with the family, queen, Then, yo, Q, we got this conference call, this and that. I'll be like, all right, it's necessary, whatever, but that be the shit, whatever. Yeah. So that's why one time you asked about phone call versus text. Of course, certain shit you gotta do a phone call, whatever. But I also understand with my capacity to still function, a lot of shit got to be emailed and text, whatever, so I can cover more ground. Yeah. And so I don't fucking crash the fuck out mentally, whatever, because I'm just, everything's a phone call. It's not even enough time in the day.
And I'm literally the opposite. I'm literally, don't text me. Fucking call me. Paragraphs, long audio message, like, I told this nigga, don't send me that shit no more. He had to apologize in advance, but yeah, I could understand it. And one time I was thinking, I forgot you was telling me something that happened at your job, and I'm like, damn, this motherfucker got to deal with all that. And I do this thing. So I actually, because I do have empathy for people, unlike you, I do have empathy. You don't.
Fair.
What the fuck? Like, and it wasn't even smart. It's the truth. Like, the fuck? But I have empathy, so I'm like, damn, that nigga dealing with a lot. But I will say the frequency of our conversations have went down drastically. I don't know if that's good or not good, though. I don't know. Like, because I feel like we used to talk, like, at least once every other day for whatever that, and everything, they got to be 2.5. But I'm just saying, whereas now I feel like it's probably like once every 5 to 6 days. Like, it might be once a week for sure. Most of the time we communicate text or quick calls, but I'm talking about like an actual decompress. Tell me your thoughts on this. Tell me your thoughts on that.
Long conversation.
Actually, I felt like they went down. And that was, and part of me consciously was like respecting that I started to notice, like, yo, this probably, even like, nigga, you got the wife and the kid, like, you got to attend to him. Like, he just probably got off at 6, we on the phone till 9. I'm like, let me kind of be conscious. Like, now when I was in my relationship, I didn't give a fuck. It was like, we both escaping them. But now I be trying to be conscious. Like, I'm not going to do that.
And so back to my friend about the noise. That's why it resonates to me. Kind of like as you know, it's oftentimes when I'm just getting off work, picking up Queen. It's 6 o'clock, so it's time for our call or whatever. And I'm deemed to get home yet, so it's noise on top of
That's
noise.
how I felt when we came back from the honeymoon. And Queen was in the Union Park and this fucking kid screaming and shit. I'm like, Q, call me the fuck back. Too much going on. He like, Mr. 7 TVs can't handle a little background noise. Not that type of background noise. Them kids was wilding.
Also, I'm gonna bring up.
I got a couple things.
Oh yeah,
no. You go. You could.
Yeah,
I'm gonna forget.
Yeah, I was gonna bring up. Oh yeah, so earlier you had mentioned something in passing, so I'll bring back a callback. You know, something a while ago you probably forgot about, because you bringing up you being monogamous. So question for the panel, distinguished panel: Are women actually monogamous? Because I feel like men, you know, the narrative is about men.
Yeah.
But I feel enough emphasis is never really put on women about it. So do you remember?
Are you saying if I think women are monogamous?
Yeah.
I don't think humans are monogamous, right? I think women align more with monogamy for multiple reasons outside of sex. I think women are naturally just territorial. Women are naturally just selfish. When I say this, it ain't got to be taken a negative way. It's just like they naturally self-centered. So their pushback to monogamy is not even about the true art of it just being intimate with one person. It's more so just thinking about how they not gonna get all your time, or how they not gonna get all your money, or how they gotta share you. So it's not that they be against something. None of that matters. I'm just against it. But the fact that their reasoning behind it is just all self-centered shit. Like, well, how you going to take care of me and her, or who? I'm not splitting days. I'm not. Versus it being like the true art of just being intimate and having a desire for one person. So I don't think that they legitimately desire, because I don't think that they monogamous. They just sexually monogamous. I feel like they get entertained by multiple men, or they're trying to entertain multiple men. Every time they post on social media, the instant gratification and admiration and attention is them being stimulated in a different way that's feeding the same endorphins that could be triggered with love, essentially, right? So when we talk about monogamy sexually, I think that it comes down to them being able to conceive one at a time. And, you know, that entire process, I think that it makes them more, like, they got to be more responsible with their body. Like, not saying that a man don't have to be responsible, but I'm just saying, like, the consequences of them getting pregnant takes 10 months to even recuperate from that. So you kind of got to be selective with who you get at, too, especially the fact that you're procreating and actually having a fucking child versus where a man could put out a nut every hour and populate the whole fucking community. And at the end of the day, he need to be responsible with that level of thinking as well. But the consequence to his irresponsibility is nowhere near the measure, the barometer of what a woman deal with. And again, I think that it really, that choice don't stem from it being like a desire to just have one person. I think it's just the desire to have you have one person. And, you know, that's why they be like, well, what about the women that we want to do that too? But then they self-judge themselves. So it's like, yeah, no, I think that it hits differently, because even let's real quick pivot. We always talk about what society says, right? And I was sitting back thinking about a lot of the stigmas that women face, and I'm like, yo, men ain't make none of these. These is all women proclaimed stigmas. Like, we ain't saying none of this. This is not our words. Like, why are we getting combined and conjoined with society when half of the societal stigmas is women based? Like, you tell me one thing that you could identify that women feel judged about that a man created. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now, but all right, I'll give you one. Sex partners, right? And I think that the judgment is not even in regards to the partners itself, is in regards to how you carry yourself. And I think that it's not even judgment, it's just an assessment. I think it's more a conclusion than it is a judgment. I don't think a man judge a woman. I think he's like, all right, that's just what you are. Like, that's what you want. You won't be my wife because that's what you want. But it's like, I'm not fucking with that. And I think it feels judgy because it's like, you should just accept me for what I do and how I carry myself. And a man being logical is like, why would I do that? Like, I'm not about to put a wild pit bull in my crib. Like, you might bite everybody. That just don't fucking make sense. Like, that's not logical. But it comes off as judgment because we don't want it. But when you really think about the judgment that they feel, it's self-imposed. And then it's reinforced by other women through self-imposed. Like, it's like, y'all all impose these judgments on self about what y'all should and shouldn't do. And then y'all reinforce it by knowing that y'all all impose these judgments on self. And then y'all call it society. Well, society wouldn't let us do that. But it's like, y'all society. Like, what society is this? Because most men don't think like y'all or operate like that to even care.
So I see we're trying to take the science.
Yeah.
We're trying to take the culture. One, I would say probably the average man do judge. I see how you distinguish between conclusion.
No. Give me a stigma that's that a man created.
No, I'm saying no. The body count when you say it's conclusion out of judgment. I would say maybe some is conclusions, but I would say no, it is judgment as well. Like
give me judgment. Tell me what it is.
I'm judging you how you handle your body, and and you're a whore, or you're a hoe, or I can't trust you. So
is he not concluding that though?
I think how is it not both though?
Because I feel like when we think about judgment, it's like it comes from an assessment of like shame, right? And now I think that a man is just like, I'm not fucking with you. Like
maybe shame with him too.
How? I'm not saying when I say how, I'm not saying they don't. I'm saying how. Like I'm saying like give me context for the listener.
Like the shame of just like again, this is a buzzword that's recent years, but the whole slut shame thing, like it come from women being shamed for being hoes according to certain constructs.
So again, the context.
Yeah.
Give me an example of how a man would slut shame a woman. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm saying give me an example.
All right. So you fuck this many people. You gonna say it's part of conclusion, but we can't move forward. We can't move forward. Or
so are you judging a vehicle that has 300,000 miles if you don't want to buy it?
Are you judging it? Yeah. You would say, yeah, that's not worth my money.
Would that not a conclusion? What makes it a judgment? Like you feel like that's what I'm saying. Like what makes it a judgment?
It's not a good car. She's not a good woman because she fucked 20 niggas. She's not a good woman. That's a judgment.
I can see that. I can see that being a conclusion, but I can see how somebody can feel judged.
Yeah, her pussy trash, or that car gonna break down soon.
But how many men is running around saying a girl pussy trash that didn't have it though? I'm not saying it don't happen. Yeah. Again, my questions are because I want to understand your reality in a sense. Like, so if you have evidence that say, no, I'm telling you, I'll be saying niggas, I'm like, oh, that's a new perspective. But again, when I think about I
think historically it has happened enough.
And I think that again, I think a lot of times these words get categorized and used, and they don't land where they stem from. So I think that I like the whole, you're not, because you do this, you're not a good woman. That is a judgment, right? Because you're concluding with not enough to go. You're saying like, just because she had a lot of sex don't mean she's not a good woman.
For sure.
But if the nigga just say, I don't want to deal with you, that's not a judgment. That's literally just a conclusion. Like, all right, you could be the best one. You just said earlier that if a woman had kids, you wouldn't deal with it. That's you just not doing it, right? So that's, are you judging or are you concluding?
Concluding that.
You follow what I'm saying? But somebody would say that's a judgment. So again, going back to the judgment, what do men judge?
Now, how about this? So before I got to the kid thing, I was gonna say, wait, I think that is something that men created through society, contrast saying, you gotta be this size, this and that. Of course, white men and black men is different, but it all comes from, as they would say, patriarchy, how women should look, figures wise. If you a big fat bitch, men think a certain thing about you.
I think the judgment would be because you bigger, you not athletic or something. I think that's like,
or as attractive.
Yeah, but I think that could fall in preference though. Because a woman can say, you're not 6'2", you're not light skinned, you're not dark skinned, you don't have that. Like,
that's judging.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think the judgment would be.
You're not even a real man.
I think that if they say, if you not this, you ugly. I think that's a judgment. But if they just say, I don't want you because you're not this, I'm not tripping on that. That's preference.
I understand that. True.
Like, they say you don't make a certain amount of money. I'm not tripping on that either. It's just like,
if you don't make this amount of money, you're a broke ass nigga.
I mean, I can say that being a judgment. But I still,
if you weigh this amount, you a fat bitch.
No, again, I agree with you from the room when you say unattractive. I said that's a judgment. But if a person say I'm not dealing with somebody that weigh this much, or I'm not dealing with somebody that don't make this much, I don't think that's a judgment. I think that's a conclusion and that's a preference.
Right. I was saying those are two examples I would say are fit that come from men. But I still agree with you. I think a lot of it do come from women.
So you say men set the beauty standard. I'll live with that. I think that's where we're going with.
Right, cool.
But I think that when you think about all of the other standards, I just feel like they are.
Now, what are some of them from women? You would say.
I was sitting there trying to think of some specific ones, but I just think every last one that's not the two that we just identified. Like, because there's so many things on a day-to-day that they would try to blame us for and saying like, oh, y'all say y'all want, all right, for instance, right? I get like side from the stand, we'll come back, I'll table that. And this is something I want to say to men and women. I feel like this is something that this is a disconnect in our engagement and understanding from one another, right? Men value respect more than we value attention.
Right.
Women appreciate attention, unfortunately, more than they appreciate respect. So because men give our attention to shit that we don't respect, women are becoming women we don't respect to get our attention.
Fact.
And it's a crazy cycle. So it's like, we looking at it like, why y'all carrying yourself like this? But we also showing interest to the fact that she got a fat ass, and then she go get the fat ass because she think that that's what we want. But the whole time we don't even respect the shorty that's carrying herself and showing the ass. We just got that just got our attention. But because they value that attention and they want that attention, they do things to get it, not digging that they trade in attention for respect. You know what I'm saying? They trade respect for attention. I'm sorry, in reverse. They trade in respect for attention. And as men, that's why I said, like, all right, you know what? We have to say what we respect, and we have to operate within that if we want women to move like that, because ultimately we are leaders. And what I always say, men have lost patience with being leaders. It's like, you know what? Even if I do have an eye for a fat ass, I'm not going to try. I'm going to control my urge to look or engage in a way that makes a woman feel like she has to become that in order for me to, you know, like her in that manner. And I'm going to reinforce my interest in her mindset, how she carry herself, how she respect herself, because ultimately that's the woman that I want to attract. And in reverse, as the woman, just because you see a man looking at ass, don't become the ass. Become the fucking, like, let that motherfucker pass and become the woman that you, or stay the woman that you want to be. And I always say, like, don't trade, like, if you an asset, don't turn yourself into a prop. A fat ass is a fucking prop. Like, oh, but y'all, they the ones that y'all in they likes and y'all in there in the club with y'all. Yeah, she's a prop. She looks good right here. She's a fucking prop. You ever do a fucking video and you use cars and women and fucking money because it makes the video look better? They props. But you ain't fucking trying to really keep this shit. There's a fucking prop. You want to take it home for Uber, Airbnb, if it's an Airbnb or a fucking Toro car, but you want to give it back. You don't want to really handle the maintenance of this. But if you're an asset, if you actually add value, you actually creating capital gains off your presence being in this man's life, he will never get rid of you. But a prop will always be swapped. And if you want to keep turn yourself from an asset to a prop, don't wonder why you don't have nobody to stay home. You understand that props get rented and then they get returned. And that's why you keep finding yourself back in the dating pool, where though if you stay an asset, no matter what a motherfucker man is doing or what's gathering his attention, somebody will realize what you are and they'll keep you, and you ain't have to ever worry about being put in that predicament again. And like I said, it's a bit of both. Like, you know, as men, we gotta watch what we give our attention to, because they trading that they giving up that respect for that attention. So we gotta watch that. And as a woman, you gotta remain respectful, because ultimately men only respect. Like, we, at the end of the day, we don't care about attention. Like, we really care about respect. And although we give our attention to certain shit, it's because it's worthless. And, you know, that's just how it is.
Did you remember anything you wanted to pivot to?
I think that was one of them. But
all right.
what was I say?
All right, cool. So,
if it wasn't, then it's cool now.
all right, cool. So I was gonna say,
I was supposed to tell you about this fucking standard. I mean, the judgment. But honestly, like, I'm gonna probably come up with 50 things, because I feel a challenge now.
double down.
Yeah, I'm 50 times down, because it was something in particular that I was seeing. And I'm like, yo, we never said that.
I like where you're going with it.
No, but it's like, no, I understand the reverse. That's why I was like curious and I wanted to hear it, but I'm just like, I'm still staying where I'm at. It's like, you can't tell me that we've ever sat down in a circle and just judged a woman. Draw conclusions, I'm not denying that. I feel like we analytical. Yeah, we've drawn conclusions, but judgment, I've never just seen. That's like some real woman like bashing shit. I've never seen, but I've seen men do it, right? But they not our type of guys, right? So I can't say nobody in the world has ever did it. But as a societal practice, 90% of the conversation you've been in as a man, how many of them consisted of that? Like straight up bashing. No, her feet. No. It just be like, all right, she ain't my speed. She ain't my speed. Like, but you're not a basher. She's not my speed. So where is this judgment coming from when I could just simply conclude that, you know what, that ain't gonna work for me. That job not for me. That car not for me. That house not for me. That woman not for me. Not my speed. None of that's my speed. And that could be for a beautiful ass chick. Yeah. You know what? I'm cool on that.
I will say it might be one of those things that it's twofold, where we may not be aware of a certain percentage of the demographic or the populations like that, but at the same time, that means it's a majority, and that minority is being amplified like it's a majority.
And that's how I feel. That's my point. Yeah. So that's exactly my point. The minority is getting looked at like it's the majority, when I'm like, when you really do the numbers and really think about it, it's like, who is doing it? And it's not to say, oh, well, that's you, that's cute, that's Ricky. No, literally, do a consensus. Like, let me know the community, because most of the time it's self-imposed and it's reinforced by themselves. So it's like, if I feel like you're going to judge me if I come in late and then I show up late, I'm feeling judged. You never said shit. This is self-guilt, self-shame. And it's reinforced by my own thoughts.
They don't know what you're going through. They think I'm late.
Like, you don't know what I had to do to get here. Bro, I didn't say nothing. Like, I actually didn't even think about it. Like, so I'm like, again, I just want to challenge these societal concepts. When we accept them. Like, we're like, why are we accept, like, men, y'all the ones that set the standard. All right, I'll take that. The beauty standard, if that's what patriarchy did, I could see how that could be a counter effect. But we never told chicks to go get BBLs. We never told them to go get lip fillers. We never told them to get their teeth done. We never told them to get their titties done.
Lip fillers as well.
We never told them to do none of that shit. We never told them to wear makeup. If you ever have a conversation with a man, most men say, I prefer my girl natural.
That's a fact.
You know, a woman gonna counter it, but you be looking at fat asses. You be looking at girls with makeup. You looking at girls that got lip fillers. But it's like, again, attention versus respect. I'm giving my attention to it, but I don't really respect it. And you trade my respect for that attention the whole time. This is temporary, and I'm like, you feel me? And it's like, most of them think they doing it to be desirable. They think like, oh, that make me more desirable because he must desire her. But I think it's really just apples and cookies. I think that no matter like whatever, the man might want to try the apples, or he might want to try the cookies. That comes down to the man. It ain't got nothing to do with you. So for you to make a life altering change to yourself, thinking that that's gonna keep our eyes, you're only gonna be surprised when we look at the next fucking the little ass. I'm like, damn, look at that little ass. Like,
you can move that shit.
Yeah, that thing move. It is natural. And now you can't undo what you did to yourself. And like, you know, this don't mean that is a thing to not do, because everybody got different reasons. But I'm just saying, don't try to put that shit on us. If you do it for you, do it for you. But don't do it for us and then say, oh, you made me this way. They do it to the kids. Look at what you did to me. Like,
all right,
bro, this shit is for real. So again, I'm ask you one more time. Who is society? Like, who is creating these judgments? Who is making these conversations a thing? Who is perpetuating them? Because I have not been in many environments where I've naturally seen that occur. I've seen it sporadically on the internet. I've seen narratives get created.
And how real's internet?
But you can create that. You can go.
How real?
Oh, yeah, you can literally go. I can go find 50 clips of niggas probably doing it and make. Oh, look, all men is. But it's like I can also find 1,000 clips of men saying natural. I've probably never had a conversation with a man. I've heard men say they don't mind a BBL. I've never heard a man say, no, my chick gotta have one. Like, if you don't got one, I'm not married.
Never.
I've never. And again, this is me saying I've never heard it. I've never said it never was said. So I'm like, I had conversations with thousands and thousands and thousands of men, and I've never heard a man ever say that.
100% never met a man that said my girl gotta wear makeup.
Yeah, I've never, but I've met I met thousands of men that said the opposite. Yeah, I just want to see you natural. But again, the reason I'm
especially talking about the time it takes too. Like, no. Yeah.
Bro, put some lip gloss on, some fucking Carmex, and we out. I'm gonna see you natural 90% of the time. That's how I look at it. Because the 10% of the time you're gonna be a baddie, 70% of the time you're gonna be with your friends, and 30% of the time you're gonna go out with me. And that ain't got nothing to do with the frequency of how much I take you out. It's just literally like, that's just the math. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can take your girl out, she's still gonna have acid. Like, put something together real quick. But when she going out with her friend, tip top shape, she making sure she on her shit. Another thing I want to talk about too, man, is like, ladies, the one thing I've seen as a growing trend since the beginning of time is, y'all wait till a man finally leave y'all to do everything and become everything he was trying to get you to be while y'all was together. And I would never understand that shit. It's like, we'll sit there and try to pour into you, tell you, you know, in the nicest way possible, stay in shape. In the nicest way possible, you pretty without makeup. In the nicest way possible, pursue your passions so you're not overly invested in me. So whereas though it feel like I'm doing things and you not, or you feel like that, you know, I have a life and you don't. And then we break up and you become everything that we've been trying to get you to be the entire time of the relationship. And it's a crazy part.
Shit on the guy.
Because it's like, it goes back, one of the best references I've seen of leveling up was Legally Blonde. She got dumped and became a fucking lawyer, and was like on some shit. She didn't get dumped and become fast and go through her little phase. She didn't get dumped and say, "Oh, she let the man motivate her to get better." But at the end of the day, it was like, that relationship ran the course that it ran. But it's like, if you got a man that's pouring into you and he's trying to get you to a certain level and you taking him like he's attacking you, got to understand how processes work. Sometimes it's okay to tear something down with the intentions to build it back up. That's the difference between constructive criticism and destructive criticism. And if you don't believe me, you can just read the Bible, because God ended the world when he didn't like it. He flooded everything. Told Noah, look, take two everything, get out the way, because I don't like what they doing down there. I'm going to tear everything down and I'm going to rebuild it in a way that I want it to be, because this is not the vision I saw. saw. So we say that we connected and we view things in that manner, then you understand that sometimes you gotta wipe away all of the BS, all of the bad habits, all the things that don't fit what you're trying to become to create a new world. So if you got a man and he's a builder and he's telling you, look, babe, you know, I think that it'll help us for you to be like this. Babe, I think it'll help us if we did more of this. Babe, I think it'll help. And these things are conducive to your future. You need not look at him as him trying to attack you, only to then become the version of yourself he was trying to get you to be to spite him. And like, you did that to you deserve everything you don't have at that point, because you brought that on yourself when you looked at it like, I'm only going to be motivated when I'm not with a man. And I feel like that's how y'all trick yourselves at your spot too, is like, you only motivated to prove a man wrong. Like, why you can't prove yourself right? Prove that you deserve the man you say you want. Prove that you deserve marriage. Prove that you deserve commitment. Prove that you deserve those things. Why you want to prove that a man, you don't need a man? And the crazy thing about it is y'all want us to stay motivated to provide for y'all, but the things that motivate us to do it, y'all try to condemn. Oh, I don't want to depend on a man. Well, sorry, ma'am. You depending on me keeps me motivated to keep going. You feeling like I'm reliable keeps me in my bag and makes me motivated on the days I don't feel like going. So by you telling me you don't need to depend on me, or you don't want to rely on me, or you don't want to have to ask a man for nothing, you basically removing my purpose in your life. And then you think that a man want a weak-minded woman when he choose the woman that actually does rely on him, because no, we want to feel relied on because it gives us purpose. Does that mean that you are not self-sufficient? Does that mean that you can't sustain or do nothing without a man? No, it just means that you can know that you can't. Like, that's like for me, right? I cook for myself. I do my own. I wash my own clothes. I know how to do anything that I can ask a woman to do, 100,000,000%. But I don't need to do it if I have a woman. I need to prove to her that I could do it without her. But if she leave my life, guess what? My life could still go on. I think if you have that mindset, like, all right, you know, I could do this without a man, but having them, it's like the whole meme when the woman asks a man, she can't open the fucking ketchup. Then as soon as he leaves, she carrying tables and chairs by herself. That's how you should carry it. It's like literally like, be a damsel in distress. Oh, men want a damsel. Yes, I do. Yep. I absolutely do. But the damsel, it can be an act. Like, we both in character right now. I'm a superhero, you're a damsel in distress. If the superhero's not there, be the fucking superhero. But you trying to prove to me that you superwoman is like, that's where the clash coming at. And it be superwoman when I need you to be superwoman. Don't be superwoman to be against me and be my opponent. And I think that's the part you understand. Like, be superwoman when Superman is struggling. Don't be superwoman to try to compete with Superman or try to show Superman that you're just as strong as him. Because that's not going to work in a team-oriented setting like a fucking relationship.
Also, there's a reason why Superman was never with Wonder Woman.
He had Lois Lane.
Clang?
Lois Lane.
Lois Lane, my bad.
Absolutely. And she was just an ordinary woman, a fucking reporter that was interested in him.
Yeah.
But that's a good one.
Yeah, and she did certain shit sometime when she had to, pull some strings.
She made him Clark Kent. He didn't have to be Superman. And that's the part. She literally took him away from that. Now, granted, she wanted to interview Superman, but that's not there. That was on the newest one. I seen it. But ultimately, like, to your point, though, he never was a Wonder Woman, because we're not looking, going all the way back to complete versus compliment. We're not looking for somebody that's going to compete. I'd rather you complete me than compete with me. Flat out. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's you throw that bottle at me, freaking throw it back. BTS Chronicles. But ultimately, you know what I'm saying, as we come to the land of playing, I think that's some of the things that, motherfuckers just, women, you know what I'm saying? For sure. Like, you know what I mean? We need, what I want to say to the fellas, man, if anything. Because I feel like one thing I say too, I feel like when you're a certain type of man, you just resonate with certain things. And it's like, you men who are exploratory in terms of like self-sufficient, you know what I mean, they'll take this information and they'll do their own deep dive to get better. The men who don't want to hear it just won't hear it. And I feel like it'd be never a reason to talk to them, because you're not even in the class. Like, you're not even here to get you're not even here to get the information for me to even waste time trying to give you a message. Because the men that are here receiving it, they're already at a certain level of personal development to where they want to be responsible. They want to become better. They want to, you know what I mean, advance and improve. But what I will say also always to the men is just have more patience and understanding and grace for the fact that women do not think like us. It is not fucking boy dog, girl dog. It's fucking cats and dogs. And cats operate different than dogs. And if you understand that and stop expecting them to be female dogs and understand that they're just fucking cats, you'll realize that the things that they do don't match the things that we do. And if you could literally study the way a cat operates, you'll really see like cats are really like women, like 100%. And dogs are really like men, you know what I'm saying? It's like, that's to every, from the loyalty down to the mischievousness of a cat. Like I love cats. They so independent, so self-sufficient.
Cat guy.
I'm really a cat guy. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I love cats. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I do understand the sneakiness of a cat. You got to catch my cat in the trash. Dogs just fucking just out. They just dogs just dogs.
Take me as I am.
You take me as I am. It is what it is. Yeah. I'm loyal though. Cat, you just never know what the fuck going on. You got to really watch a cat. But ultimately, little man, I just feel like getting back to what was our initial your meet? Well, you had said something.
We was talking about the
You don't got it. I forgot what it was.
We was talking about
I know we was talking about the standards, and then you had pivoted slightly, and then that's how I was like, oh, yeah, let me say this about the whole. That's when I went to the whole relationship spell.
I remember, but you trying to bring it back to say something?
No, it's cool. You can bring it back.
Before yes. I was gonna say real quick. When you said it might be all gone. Yeah,
you lost.
No, because it was connected to before you did Superman shit, whatever. But just anyway. Well, I'll land it here. Well, assistant landed here, whatever. You did make present a challenge that you told me to bring on the show.
What's the challenge?
The 5 for 5 verses. Did you want to do that today?
No, because you prepared.
I did not prepare. I promise you. I just wrote it down.
That's prepared. I didn't think
I wrote. Okay, that's preparing.
Oh, you said you just wrote the idea down.
Yeah, 5 for 5.
I don't got it. We could do that on Instagram Live or something, or we could like.
All right, niggas about to get smoked.
What were we talking about? Song, right?
Yeah, but you never said what song. I haven't heard nothing.
No, I would just be making shit up. But this is what I will say for people in a relationship, man. Relationships begin to fail the moment you stop feeling the need to impress your partner. I feel like that's something that we don't talk enough about. The moment you are entitled to their admiration, the moment that you're entitled to their attention, the moment that you're entitled to their affection, you then see your relationship start to deteriorate. This goes for both men and women. Like, if a woman thinks that she don't have to dial herself up to be attractive for a man, and he stopped lusting and desiring her, understanding that in a sexual sense men are visual, then you have to understand what's stemming about. As a man, if you think that you don't have to court your woman or, flirt with her or, tell her she's beautiful in certain ways, then you got to understand that she will seek that attention and validation from the serpent of social media. And the best way for us to be able to disregard and minimize that, mitigate that to the best of our ability is to understand, like, remember what you used to do to gain their approval, right? It's like when you first meet a woman or a woman first meet a man, I'm sure it's like you want to make sure, like, fuck presenting a representative, but it makes you feel good for them to look at you in a good way. And I think that over the long course of any relationship, we've all been in long-term relationships, it just easy to get lost on a day-to-day, and it's just like, because we've tied this knot of agreement to say we're together, whether it be in a relationship or even further down to a marriage, it's like I'm not putting in that work to impress you no more. Like, I don't care, but you want to impress a stranger, like, or you want the validation of a stranger. And it's like, no, like, want your partner to see you in that way. And I know that it can muddy the waters after argument and disrespect, and that's why detox and cleansing things that y'all have said and done to each other is important, because you want to clean that slate so you can. Because I know a guy like me, I'm not attracted to a woman as much when she disrespects me. Like, my sexual desire goes down. I don't want to touch her because it's like, you don't deserve to sleep with me if you talking to me like that. That's just my thoughts. I'm never giving you angry dick. Like, it's just like, I'm cool off you. But the fact of the matter is, having that ability to give grace and forgive and say, we're going to be together, we got to clean these slates, because I want to be able to get back to my highest level of attraction. But it also comes down to wanting to impress somebody. Like, you know how when you want your girl to think your wife think you the smartest or the funniest or the most fit, you show up in that way. And she do the same when she want that. So we get back to understanding that you got to impress the person you dating in a relationship with or married to. Then it will allow for that to have more longevity, because you're putting in the actual intentional effort and energy to make sure that the spark never fades. You know what I'm saying? But most people get comfortable and they think that they don't got to put that work in. They think that they just, grandfathered in. And it's like, nah, that's how you let another motherfucker in.
Yeah, and I know I work on that, whereas, like, since cause I'm not a projector, but I'm like a planner, so I may be like, yo, I'm trying to get this vacation for us to do, like, 8 months from now and shit like that, whatever. And then I'll be like, oh damn, well, last time we went on a date in the last month or two, whatever. And that'd be like my thing. Oh no, like, we can. And then of course also balancing that our schedule, our romantic schedule, with our parenting schedule. We planning queen shit too, and then I gotta get my own shit going on. So but then my defense mode of my subconscious, like, but bitch, I'm playing a vacation 9 months from now. No, that's where the energy is going towards with that. But in the meantime, that don't mean that in the meantime shit can't happen then. Like,
like that B word from the record.
It's not necessary.
No, I got you.
I'm friends. It's necessary.
You're doing good though. Yeah. But two things I'll leave with. One is another communication tip. This one for the men when communicating to a woman. One thing that I often ask. You can do this with anybody, but definitely a woman. After I say something, I literally say these words. What are you receiving from what I'm saying? And the reason I say, what are you receiving from what I'm saying? Because you can't count the amount of times that I've said something for them to only present something I didn't say back to me. And I'm like, wait, that's what you heard? So what you say is not always what they hear, because at some point they put a filter up and then they hear what they want to hear, and then they put a block to everything else, and they focus on whatever point that they want to attack or feel attacked by. So it'll always serve you best in conversations after you made a point, especially if you're in logical land and they in fucking Lulu and La La land. You know what I'm saying? You want to make sure you cross that bridge of saying, so, you know, what are you receiving from what I'm saying? Because I always want to, I'm a connoisseur of clarity. Like, it has to be clear. I have to have clarity, and I have to provide it. We have to be on one page about whatever it is that's being said. I need you to almost regurgitate verbatim what I said, or at least the context of it, in a way that you received it. Not just word for word what I said, but actually word for word how you processed it, so I can make sure that what I'm throwing out there is landing where it needs to. So even no matter how you feel at the end of it, at least you feel a way about what I said versus you feeling a way about what you think I said or what you like processed and it went totally left. And the last thing I'm gonna say aside from that is so I seen something, right? This is funny to me, right? So you know they say it takes a certain type of man to deserve submission. It takes a certain type of man to deserve respect. You know, even at this point, a certain type of man to deserve love. But y'all telling me every single woman walking the earth deserves protection and provision? Like, just entitled to it? Make it make sense. Now, do I believe every woman deserves protection and provision? Absolutely. But in counter, I do believe every man deserves submission and respect. So it's like, if we're going to make it a whole fucking societal conversation about what men don't deserve because they not doing it, it's like, well, don't be mad at these same men for saying, well, I'm not doing this. And that's why we got this whole pissing match and this whole fucking fencing match of men don't want to do for the women because women don't want to do for the men. But I think it starts with the conversation that's precluding things that's not deserved. It's basically saying, you don't deserve my respect. You don't deserve my submission. So it's like, well, why the fuck would I walk into that situation even thinking about protecting or providing for you? When I'm already protecting and providing, I'm coming into it doing that. But the moment you say what I don't deserve, you taking your own shit off the table. So, you know, I just was like sitting there thinking, I'm like, and that's not even a point that I want to make, but just a statement that I want to make. Like, y'all telling me that men have to earn these things, but a woman is entitled to it. And, you know, just put that in perspective. Just we reverse it. Oh, no, yeah, every nigga deserves submission, but no woman deserves protect. Like, that don't even make sense. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, let's start to operate the world the way we want the world to operate. If we saying that we want men to be a certain way, we need our women to show up a certain way. We say we want men to be a certain way, we need our men to show up a certain way. But we can't say that the woman is entitled while the man have to earn it. Only thing I think a woman is entitled to from a provision standpoint that a man has to earn is, I do feel like a man has to earn a living to provide for the woman. But in doing so, she should respect that. I don't think that it should be like, oh, I'm not respecting you. And it's like, no matter what, because a lot of people, men are doing what they can and they still not receiving that proper respect. And I think that a woman will go out her way to prove that she could disrespect her man, but not go out her way to prove that she respect her man. And it all ties back to wanting that public validation. Like, imagine your daughter disrespecting you and your wife in public. No other parents will look at that, such a cute kid disrespecting her mom and dad, the people that would provide for her, the people that would lay it all on the line. And it's like, you would disrespect the person that lay it all on the line. Why would I ever respect that? So it's like, y'all think that it's a thing that's getting respected, but in reality, it's like nobody will respect the kid that disrespect their parents, not from a hierarchy standpoint, but from they provide from you, from a fucking, it's theoretical, it's just logical. It's like, this person provide for you, gonna disrespect them? So if a man provides for you, he ain't your dad, but he provides for you, he willing to lay his life on the line for you, willing to do all this shit for you, you gonna disrespect him? Why would any logical person respect that? So where you think it's making you look, it's like the kid in class that's like showing the teacher, I don't respect the teacher. It's like, in reality, they might laugh with you and then laugh at you when they were graduating and you not. So why are you doing that to show that you don't need a man? You could talk to a man any type of way and you got your man in check, you end up single, and then the same women that laughed with you are now laughing at you because they in a relationship and you single. And that's just something that I want y'all to consider, is like, no man respect disrespect. So when we see y'all disrespecting your man, even if you might get a woman to agree with you, all the men is like, I would never deal with her. And now you just eliminating yourself. It's no different than you see a man punching a woman in the face. You ain't gonna say, he's a protector. Look at that left hook he just hit her with. You're gonna be like, oh, I don't want that man. He
trains.
Yeah, like, I don't want that man. He put his hands on women. I can't use cheating because that's not gonna deter a woman. But if a woman see a man beating a woman not gonna look at that man and be like, oh, he's a protector. She gonna be like, he's a coward. So we see a woman disrespecting the man, we're looking at her like, that ain't cute, that ain't thorough, like, that's lame, that's corny, that's nutty. And it's like, you so busy trying to gain the respect of your peer that you're losing the respect of your spouse. And you know, that's not even trait.
And respect for yourself.
And respect for yourself. It's crazy. Yeah, so let's land it there. You know what I mean? As y'all already know, man, these conversations don't stop here. They start here. And as y'all let people know, what do we consistently do, Q?
We grow.
And we want to get 1% better every day, as we encourage y'all to get 1% better every day and every single way. So with that being said, go shop with her fantasy box. Make sure y'all go shop with our sponsors, man. You remember what the care package was at the beginning? The art of accountability, cheating is not cheating, her fantasy box package, and some flowers. Because if she can't take care of flowers, she can't take care of you. And that's literally like it comes to, she can't simply water these flowers every day. She probably not gonna be able to water you in a sustainable manner. So that's the care package. Make sure you go grab my books off the wolfhasspoken.com. Make sure y'all go watch the podcast on the Wolf Network on YouTube, the Wolf Has Spoken podcast, the Wolf Has Spoken podcast on all audio platforms. You can find me on Instagram at Wolf Network. At Wolf WSC. You can find the platform at wolfnetwork.wsc. Where can they find you at, Kill?
Riding Q Live as in the right side on QUE Live.
And y'all can get with my guy Ricky B. Philly. And y'all can also attend Coded Connections for every first Friday of the month. And yeah, man, we tapped in, we locked in. And as always, until next time, the Wolf Has Spoken.
Yes, sir.